Okay, guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Grush. With me is Rekla, and we have a boss-ass match coming up for you right now.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's very interesting what the teams went with. I did think that KCS was going to use Hartney instead of Sean because basically with KCS, they sort of have to use like the Germany blitzkrieg strategy and try to blow through brutes before brutes are able to sort of reassemble and compensate for that with healing. So it's not a matter of they don't want to use Sean or they think Sean's not a quality player. It's that Hartney just adds a little more offensive oomph to that. And I also think that the counter choice of fielding Xanthieln is really interesting because it makes Aro not the obvious target because he's not involved. It gives Hartney a little more trouble now that they chose to field him because Dropkick is so efficient against Runesmiths. And I think it's going to be an interesting match. I think that these two lineups are going to force KCS to have to tunnel down Grumpf probably. Like I think KCS's their habit and successfully has been to target what they consider the weak link and to try to get an early kill off, and that's worked quite a bit. But if Grump can play defensive and know that he's going to be the target or that they're going to try to kill him, then Brutes can probably like play that Mayweather strategy and stay on the ropes and survive.
Yeah, and it's the thing with Sean. If they had subbed him out, I think either Hartney or Sean provide a similar role at the start of the match, which is helping to mitigate the AoE damage.
Mm-hmm.
Because Hartney has the AoE stun, that reduces the number of spells coming at you. Sean has the AoE heal, that kind of lets you weather it a little bit longer. But they provide different things other than that.
Yep,
But like
true.
you said, Hartney provides that extra oomph, which is how they've gotten the advantage in every match that they've beaten the Brutes in, which is that AoE stun just kind of puts people on lockdown and lets them get that early kill.
Yeah, and with a troll on you with the AoE stun at the same time firing off, it's pretty crazy. Like, it's amazing to watch it as a player because it looks so awful to be the target of that. Like, you look like you're stun locked pretty much to the end. And Grumpf has had a few issues with that just because he's involved in championship matches now. He's now part of the starting team officially, and he did have an issue with that once, I think, like during it was toward the end of the last regular season where they didn't get a rescue off or something, and he just died with the flag, and that caused Brutes to lose the match, I think. So I think he is going to be hyper-sensitive to that this time, especially since that's sort of the way the Brutes lost that particular match, and he's probably going to have a little more acuity as far as him being the target. And we are off in 30 seconds.
All
So
right,
we'll see.
That means I should get rid of this overlay.
Yeah, get rid of it. And if you are
Okay.
listening to the stream, then watch the first few minutes, because generally with the KCS match, you know in the first couple minutes if they have a chance. Like, that's pretty much how it happens. And they've had a chance pretty much every time that they've faced the championship team recently. So a lot is going to go on in this first quarter here.
All right, here we go. Everybody's on the field. It's gonna be interesting to see if Slann manages to get off one of those Bacalai bites, because those are another big reason they've managed to get those early kills sometimes.
It is. I think Brutes are well prepared enough. It's not going to happen at the start, but maybe if they can do something in the middle.
It's still one of those things. Like, it can, even if it only buys you like a couple rounds, that's still.
Yeah. Right. There's an early choke on Grumpf.
So
looks like Grendel and crew are targeting Xanthieln.
We've got the Dispel protections going off. Here comes the
that
hammer. AoE stun.
AoE woke Grumpf up, though, so that was a
bit of a... I don't know if that's ideal or not. Xanthieln is sitting on Hartney's face, and that's perfect for us. We do have the AoE coming out on everybody's end. Grendel is on the perfect target for Brutes. He's sitting on Brandel, and that's the last person he wants to be hitting.
Yep, that's true. And as the further that this goes on without an actual toast, the better state Brutes are in.
But Brandel is taking a lot of damage. If he dies, whoa. Whoa, buddy. Let's stay
Yeah.
alive, Branzel. We want you taking damage, but we don't want you dying just yet.
Yeah, he's gotten out of there. They're probably going to chase him as quick as they can because nobody is too hurt on KCS's side, but definitely they want to get some heals off fast.
And we're getting some range cones, which is perfect. That's what we want. Get that free damage in while we're running around. Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh, another choke on Grumph. Slann doing a good job with this, and Hartney is not AoEing this time. Seems like he learned the lesson.
Xantil now, and they've successfully gotten everybody onto Xantil. He's going to die.
Yeah, Xantil and Branzel both hurt. Grendel is taking some damage, but he's in red now. He's a troll. He's got plenty of health left.
Yeah, that's still 1,000 HP.
He's fine. Yeah, he's fine. Yeah. Zudum doing his best as he can to run some damage here.
And that's perfect. He's chaining people now, and that's exactly the place you want to be. A full health invoker chaining an injured team.
Yeah, a little more than full health even. Yeah. Zudum's got plenty of health, so yeah, if he can interfere, if he can kind of play Bodrum style here and just mess with them, then brutes definitely need to start healing now.
And they're getting it done. So this is pretty much like guaranteed that sharks are not going to be grabbing the flag anytime soon unless it's intentionally to suicide.
Yeah, again, this looks so close, and it still is a good match. But the more the brutes have time to heal up, the less close that it is. KCS just does not have the healing capability that brutes have, and I would say brutes still have plenty of healing left. Slann fails a choke on Zudum, not the best choke target, but he is trying to get him out of the way there.
Let's see. He's still kind of just playing keep away right now. It looks like just trying to keep healing, make sure that we go back into things topped off.
Yeah, and I want you to pay attention just to this Grump spamming Blizzard. That was a really good call. He knew that Slann was probably going to try for a choke somewhere, so he just got that AoE damage out, the DOTs.
Yep, it prevents that flee and return trying to choke out. Just perfect.
Grump does take a weaken, which means he might be a little more susceptible to Grendel's attacks.
And he is taking a lot of damage right there.
Hartney and Grendel both hurt, but brutes are too. Like, they still want to get to a corner and use as much healing as they can. If KCS isn't taking the flag, they have time.
And this is the thing, as long as we can keep healing up. We don't have Ardict anymore in this particular lineup, but we did replace him with another healer. It's a little slower of a burn, but Branzel has plenty of healing of his own.
And this is what's happening. Grump did take that weekend. I didn't see him put on strength gear. He may have, but they are targeting him down and they're hitting Xantil.
But honestly,
every time
I don't know that it would be necessarily a bad thing for him to die, honestly, as long as if he can burn out some of that mana, and then if we can kill one of them and Grump dies at the same time, that's actually kind of not terrible, because then he's coming back out with prayer up and ER ready and all that stuff later, right when we need it.
Yeah, Grump is taking an onslaught here. I don't think he wants to die just yet. It looks like there's a little miscommunication in the group. Branzel, there he goes. Branzel was trying to get him back in the group, but it seems like Grump. I don't want to say panic. He was just trying to live, and they were on him enough that it wasn't.
And Xantil did get laid, so he's
he's happy. Health. He's happy that he got laid.
Yeah.
Yeah, Branzel does get choked here, and his poison is cured. KCS is going to want to make something happen now. Zudum is close to Brute's flag room, so I think maybe he knows that they're going to go for the flag and try for cap, and he's interrupting, which is a very good strategic move. He does lose his weapon here. He flees immediately. He's just playing really well right now. Like, the more that he can stall the caps, the better shape he's in.
For sure. And that's, like I said, when they're all hurt and he's full health, you get in there, you drop a chain. Sure, it's technically 4v1, except you chain. One or two of them wimpies out. They come back in, one or two of them wimpies out. Like, it's not really a full-on 4v1 situation.
And KCS is near the Brutes flag again.
Yeah,
Merilith does pick it up. Yeah.
Okay.
So Zudum's probably going to try to run as much interference as he can. I mean, KCS has to run the flag right now. Like, they have the advantage. They want to do this. But if Zudum can get some damage across, it could go either way.
Whoa. Big damage onto Branzel. I mean...
Yep.
And Zudum's taking a good bit of damage himself as well. Hartney does
Hartney does die, yeah.
But honestly, I think that's the least important of the people that we want to kill right now.
It is. What they really need to do is kill Merilith before he takes that flag across.
Well, he's still got a good ways to go for that, so I'm not too worried just yet. Especially with Branzel looks to be heading over there to pick it up. Xantiln does take a choke.
Zudum's still running interference, still getting these chains across. Branzel picks up the flag to run counter interference, which I think is a good move.
I definitely think it's a good move, because if Grendel is the only threat to Zudum right now. If Grendel goes over to deal with Branzel, that gives Zudum free reign to kill Merilith. So
yeah. Well, at this point, you know, Zudum's almost better off alone. Like, all he has to do is worry about Merilith, and if it does force KCS to get off the back a little bit and go after Branzel, then what's Merilith going to do? He's just alone, you know? And just in general, you know, Brutes are the team with the more healing, so this is advantageous for them.
And like I said, because Grump died first, he's going to come back out with prayer up, ER, fresh ERs for everybody else. I kind of think it was a good thing.
It was good. Now that it's gone the way it has, it's a good thing. I don't think you could have guaranteed that it was going to be efficient like that, but we're still on the ropes here. Like, Zudum got stun locked for a while. He has a lot of health, but he's taken a lot of damage too. So Branzel already used his lay, so if they have any mana to use on him, they might want to heal him up a little bit, as long as he still has mana.
I think you rarely want to use lay on a caster anyway, just because of the mana thing.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not too concerned about that.
No, I'm just saying he doesn't have it in the pocket anymore. Yeah. Zudum's still taking a lot of damage from those power swings.
Power swings
just a
are
terrible
AMS'd.
skill. Yeah. Merilith is locked. Xantiln's getting on him while Grendel's sort of paying attention to Zudum. If they can get a kill on Merilith, then that's big. Branzel's still moving across.
The key thing is we need to make sure, you know, if they can get Merilith killed just in time for Branzel to score. If Merilith dies and then Branzel dies right after, then it's kind of a wash. In fact, may even put Sharks ahead a little bit.
Grumpf is out. This has never looked better for Brutes.
Yep.
Grumpf has all this mana to use. They're at a standstill. Like, if Brutes play this well, they could get a 3-0, because they could just heal up and, like you said, delay it to where Branzel caps just as Merilith does, and then what does KCS do? They're staggered from that point on. So KCS, the window's closing. They have to make something happen very, very soon.
Right now, it looks to be like Brutes probably just want to heal up right now, I would hope.
Zudum's still getting some damage off there.
Yeah, I mean, free damage with those cones. Why not? They don't want to leave Merilith and stop protecting Merilith. You know, if Grendel goes and chases Zudum, then Xantiln has free reign to drop kick Merilith to oblivion. And he does get onto him. Slann and Grendel decide to go for it.
Yeah, Zudum taking a lot of damage here, but I think he knew that might happen.
They do get a blind off on the egg golem. Hopefully Branzel will take care of that shortly. Hartney is in. And that could put things in Shark's favor again, maybe. Depends on how much healing we've managed to get accomplished.
Yeah, it's really hard to say what state Zudum is in at this point, because it makes a big difference what he is. He stayed in red pretty much the whole time. Grumpf does just get choked. Zudum taking a ton of damage, and he does die there. Oh.
Alright. So I definitely do think this favors Sharks now. They've got to be worn pretty thin though. And they're you know, it's just a big melee now. Everybody's on everybody. They're trying to put the flag carriers down on both sides.
Yep. Branzel not taking as much damage as Merilith right now. Merilith does die. Branzel has the flag.
And this could be... Now, the one thing that's going to happen here... let's get Slann. Okay, here's the thing. We need to get...
A second win does proc, but Brutes score the first flag, so...
I actually think that might be good for us in this position, because if he had just died
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Like,
yeah,
you don't want them to die in a stagger right now.
This is going to stagger his death, because now we've got the numbers advantage, and can kind of sit on him a little bit. So that second wind, as weird as it is, I think that actually hurts Sharks.
Yeah, it could. Not much you can do about it, though.
Of course, it's going to depend on how much work Grendel manages to do in the interim. And Xantiln seems to be taking a lot of damage.
Well, at this point, Grendel knows that he has to do damage around, because Branzel is sort of the protected egg. You know, like it's kind of like the Hearthstone game where you have to target the cards around the main card to get something going. Grendel has to do damage, but they're doing a good job doing counter damage to him. And as long as Branzel's moving that flag across, and like you said, Grendel's hurt, but he's not deathly hurt, then this works in Brute's favor.
All right, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Those holy flames, you know.
Branzel does land Holy Smite on Hartney.
Okay.
Little mitigation of that rune damage.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's ideal at this point with him about to die, but.
Yeah.
You know,
it doesn't matter, really. If Hartney dies here,
yeah.
If they continue to stagger KCS deaths like this, then they can get a 3-0. So you may as well smite, I think.
Oh, I love Meteor so much. It's so pretty. Look at that. Oh.
Xantiln is stunned, and he does go down.
Okay. We just need... There we go. Hartney is down, which means it's now Grump. Okay, Grendel is by himself. So against two casters.
Two casters, yeah. So all they got to do is blind him as they run the flag across. They'll get at least another flag. Zudum was the first to die in this recent batch, right?
Zudum, yes, Zudum went down first.
Yes. So when he comes out, then that's a very big deal.
Yep. I think
because you have Merilith and Zudum coming out next, I believe. And I think Slann was in there somewhere, but
right. And the thing about that is with Grendel being the big threat,
insta blind on Grendel.
All right. Yeah. So with Grendel being Grendel's the only major threat to Zudum when he's AMS. I mean, Slann is dangerous. He can get damage in, but he's not likely to just straight out kill Zudum the way Grendel will. Yep. So
they are going for the final cap here. Okay. Zudum is out, so this is going to be really difficult, really difficult for KCS to come back from, because their main offensive weapon is just blind and straggling and moving across the field hurt.
But as long as they can kill Grendel, it's gonna, depend a little bit on whether or not Grendel can play keep away for long enough. If he can play keep away for long enough that his team can all respawn, maybe. But I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, Slann is out. I think Slann has a lot of work to do here, because it's like you said, Merilith has to get out there, cure Grendel's blind, heal him up, and then they have to mount another offensive. There he goes. And now Slann is probably going to try to run some interference as best he can, but none of them can get too hurt. All Branzel has to do is get rescued across the map, and KCS might be forced into a capture soon. Holy Smite misses Zudum, which is big.
Oh yeah, so that means the damage is coming out hardcore. Grump is getting
Grendel's still hurt,
off to
still taking damage.
Chokes.
Yep. Now brutes are at the 40 yard. Okay, so they have a few directions to go, but they don't have like it. They can get that pretty fast as long as they're moving across.
Mm-hmm.
Branzel is taking damage. If they kill Branzel, then they can momentarily delay this win, which could be big.
But as long as Grendel can die, Zudum can run the flag safely.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much they can't do anything to him. I mean, Slann can do some damage, but not enough, I think.
That's gonna be the key thing, though. Can Grendel stay alive?
Grendel is taking huge amounts of damage. If he does die, I think this is a loss for KCS. But I think he's a smart enough player to know that he can't afford to die right now. He is coming back and trying to kill Branzel as quick as he can, but Branzel is in yellow. Branzel's health is actually rising.
Yeah.
Probably Grumph spamming heal. Like, that's probably what's happening right now, and it's not good because Grendel's taking more damage. He's getting healed less. Branzel is still not close to dead yet.
And this is, like you said, Branzel's health is just going up, and well, he's
yellow
there
again.
He's back up to yellow. So
Zudum. Oh, there goes
Grendel.
That's game. Yeah.
That's got to be. There goes.
Yep.
I mean, that's their damage right there. Slann gets a choke under Branzel, and that's gonna.
He does, but look at their team. Everybody's hurt. You know, like they're delaying by choking. Branzel does not look sanctuaried. He does mitigate that immediately, but that's not the kind of round you want to happen right now. Looks like it failed during the choke there.
Yep. We had another choke off, but then somebody broke it. Hartney, maybe? Hartney is back out.
Honestly, if Branzel dies, like, all Zudum has to do is go... Yeah, he does die.
There we go.
So Zudum goes and caps the flag, right? That's what he's going for. Yep, there he is. Immediately goes to the flag. He knew that he had to do it, and they can't really do it. Slann can do a little damage, but Slann's hurt. If he wastes time trying to kill Zudum, it might be the reverse.
And Merilith is hurt as well, and Xantillen's just kind of sitting on his face.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like KCS knows that Zudum is going for the flag. He's left alone so far. They're out in the 40s.
They may just think they can't do anything about it, and they need to take the time and try and force this fight where they kind of have less of a disadvantage, you know? But
yeah, maybe
it's a hard call to make. You know, if you go over there and you fail to delay, and you just kind of pick a fight that you're not winning, I don't know. It's an awkward situation. I mean, we run into that with stars a lot, where you know they're going for the flag. You're not sure how you can stop it without incurring greater losses.
Yep. Merilith is hurt. I see a couple of things happening here, which is, if I were Brutes, I would send Grumph over to Zudum to just spam like Blizzard on Slann or something, keep him from choking Zudum to try to delay so Grendel can come out again. And the other thing is, if you're Xantillen or somebody, you want to watch Merilith and make sure he doesn't try to get a cap off. You basically want to stall the counter delays and just get that flag across as soon as possible.
Is Zudum sanked?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Let's see.
No. Okay, there we go. He was dropping some A-blasts onto Slann, so I was not 100% sure why. He may have just been concerned about breaking group if somebody else was in there with him.
Hartney is moving across to sort of play with Zudum a little bit. All he is a damage bot at this point. He's just trying to delay as much as he can. I can't tell if anybody on KCS side is trying to take the flag yet. I don't think they are, but Xantillen was doing a good job up until that choke, hitting Merilith.
Let's see.
Slann does get on Zudum, but Zudum has the health advantage at this point. Hartney does pick up the flag, but he's in red. He's hurt.
Yep.
So at this point, it's a delay tactic. They want Grendel to get out there and try to kill some people off. But it is looking grim for KCS. Merilith in wimpy status. Slann is red. Hartney is red. Hartney capturing the flag. Not the best carrier. I think they did it because they had to.
Yeah, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, but still, I mean, once they get on him, it's a few seconds.
So it is a delaying tactic. Hartney is, or Hartney has the flag. Xantil's still choked, so he can't do anything about it just now. Zudum, for obvious reasons, can't get across there.
Yep.
Merilith does finally go down. Grendel is out.
Slann taking a lot of damage. Zudum is at the red, like he's practically there. Like he's at the flag room. So basically, if they kill Hartney here, and Zudum gets rescued across like one room, then this is game. Zudum is taking a lot of damage from Slann. If Slann and Grendel get on them, which they are, he's taking a lot of damage quick. Meanwhile, Xantil is on Hartney. I think Zudum is more likely to survive. There it is, the toast. Rescue and victory, I think. There's the rescue.
Yep.
Got to get across.
All right.
And
there we go. Oh, yeah.
Whew.
Oh.
And that is the Magma Cup Finals. Congrats to Brute Squad.
That is the Magma Cup Finals. Holy crap. Oh, all right. Wow.
That was an exciting game, man. I don't think we could have asked for a better final.
Okay, now that I got my little chant out of the way, let's put that let's put that overlay back up and talk about that Magma Cup. Wow.
All right, so we have our first Magma Cup winner.
And I gotta say, I feel good after all the smack I talked season 4. It feels good to go through Stars and Sharks and pull that out.
Does it take the sting away, not getting to the finals? Does it help a little bit?
Not getting to the finals. What?
Yeah.
You had to take it there. Not even.
I had
not
to,
winning.
man. Well, no. I'm honestly, I would have felt better. Like this is a whole new thing. So you guys have the season 4 championship, right? And you have that misstep against KCS, but then you kind of come back in Magma and you beat KCS. So it's kind of like taking it back until the next season.
Yeah, that feels good though. I'm happy with this. I'm proud of my guys. I don't know that anybody really made any major errors throughout that match. I didn't see anything that really made me go, "Oh, what just happened?" Like the only even minor thing that I really noticed for sure was Grump broke group with an earthquake at some point, but I think he was trying to wake up Xantil.
Yep.
I'm not.
No, very minor errors this match.
Yeah,
both teams are well prepared. You have an off sync dropping every now and then. You have Slann's choke target being woken once or twice, and like you said, you have Grump breaking the group that once. But everybody pretty much executed well this match.
And that's the best. Like when you have. I mean, there's two kinds of amazing matches. There's the amazing matches where nobody makes a mistake. And there's the amazing matches where both teams make mistakes and it kind of goes like back and forth. I think the playoffs in season 4, Brutes and Sharks, that last match kind of had one of those. Mistakes on both sides. I think that kind of tipped things back and forth. But here, like you said, it just is solid play on everybody's part. And wow, okay.
Yep. The big things that are going to be in question, and I'm not even sure that they were mistakes so much as just strategy choices, is, KCS put Hartney in, and Brutes put Xantil in. I'm sure that putting Hartney in, they expected that Arodict was going to be a part of the lineup. Like, I'm near positive that they thought Aro would be fielded, and that they made that choice based on that.
That's the first time we've ever not fielded Arodict since I recruited him.
Mm-hmm. And with that kind of low health aerial, something like rune damage can be very efficient, but when they put Xantil in, it's a little different, because Xantil, a swashbuckler, is practically a counter to a runesmith. Like, it just kind of is debilitating in the way that, runesmiths don't have amazing defenses to begin with, and then swashbucklers are hail on medium to low race players. So it was a good counter strategy. Like, I'm not sure that it ended up that way. Like, did you guys know that Hartney was going to be put in and then field Xantil accordingly?
I assumed that they're going to run their normal lineup. Hartney just adds a lot to the thing. I mean, I thought there was a possibility of Sean, there is the eye rake there. There's the Song of Healing thing if they wanted to
Hmm.
try and like fight the durability game, but I expected their main lineup. The only thing is, you know, so what we had to think about when Ardict and I discussed this over the past couple days is, what could lose us this match? And the answer was the same thing that's lost us the match, the last couple times, which is Sharks kill somebody in the first 30 seconds. So
Hmm.
how do we stop that? Put in Branzel. Obviously, they're not killing him anytime soon. And then is the
Well,
first time.
I found it interesting the choice that they made now that Aro wasn't in the match. They didn't target Grumpf like I would expect. They went for, I think, Xantillan and Branzel in that order, and both those players are very experienced veterans with decent weight characters. Like they don't just fall under pressure. So I'm not sure that I agree with that choice completely. I think what happened was they expected Aro and then they sort of just chose a target,
Mhm.
because I can't imagine that Branzel is by any means your first target when you want to sort of ragdoll somebody into a win. You know?
There's two possibilities there, and hopefully I can get those guys on the stream in a moment.
Yeah.
But there's two possibilities there. One is like you said, just they happen to all be on Branzel and just said let's just go for it.
Hmm.
There is one reason I can think of that you would target Branzel over Grump, and that is rescue. You target Grump, Branzel is there and available to provide the rescues and kind of pull aggro off of him.
Hmm.
Grump can't pull aggro off of Branzel, so you're guaranteed that you're kind of getting everything where you want it.
That's
Other than
true, and
Charmies.
that may be what happened. Is I don't remember well enough, but maybe Branzel rescued, and they just like you said decided to go on him for that moment. But Flash is designed for that reason. Like you want to use Flash on every tick so that you can at least mitigate some of those rescues and target who you want to target. But yeah, I would be interested in hearing from them what their deal was, like why they chose the targets they did. I don't think that it was a huge mistake or anything. I'm just curious because Aro is the obvious target, especially with a Runesmith. Like he's low health, he doesn't get fielded. Who do you choose next? I would have thought Grump, but it looks like they targeted everybody but him at the first.